Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Kelly Michael. Today we are on Habanero farm. So early last year I started posting videos about Habanero farm, and I decided to also try my hands on 1 acre and see how it goes. So far it has not been easy. We are making a lot of mistakes and we are correcting them. I swear, you might be an old farmer or a new farmer, but every crop, as they say, it's a new experience. So late last year I wanted to also venture into the dry season vegetable farming. So I invested into it. I got a colleague of mine and we try our hands on 1 acre. So far I think I'm facing some challenges every day, every week, a different challenge. What I'm currently doing is I'm trying to trellis them, because I lost some of them to wind. There was a wind that blew and some of the stems got broken. Currently the plants have started flowering. I think it's been almost 3 months since we transplanted, and I can see some of the plants fruiting. I have removed some of the flowers by the advice of the agronomist. So these are the second flower, I think the third flowers. I think they have started making habaneros. The fruits, they are not yet ready yet, but some of them, if you look at the size, it's very, very, very big. So that is it. So how did I start? I started this journey by going for a lot of visits on farms, and I wanted to listen to some of the stories, people's experience before I started. So after getting all the stories and I was confident enough, I made the move. I secured this place for a year or two. Then I came in, cleared the place. I think the clearing was very tedious because this place had a lot of trees. If you can see from the back, it used to be like a forest, and I cleared them. I'm very close to the community. That is closer, Aviefe. So my issues here is the goats and sheep. They randomly visit, like every day they come here. If not this Habanero, I wouldn't have known that goats like pepper like that. When I'm not around, they feed on the leaves. So if you're also considering going to Habanero, you should consider either going far into the forest, or maybe where there are no farm, let's say this goats and stuff. So fast forward, after clearing the land, we constructed a nursery. If you can see, that is my nursery over there. If you can see, that is my local nursery over there. I constructed it myself by the help of one farmhand. So I got the materials. I used net to do most of the net, and the base I initially used black polythene, but as I started nurturing, I had to remove the black polythene because they were producing too much heat, which resulted in some of the seedlings dying. After constructing this, we cleared the place. I spent the clearing, I think it's subjective, like I don't know your area. We did the clearing. After the clearing, I got my seedling, the trees for the nursery. Then I got the medium. I used Jiffy, and I also got the seed. The variety I'm doing is the Lolenza, which is the yellow hot one, then the Mawenzili. So the farm is divided into two. So the 1 acre, they made like 50 lines here, another 50 lines here. These are the Mawenzili 50 lines. So yeah, I started the nursery December, early December. So a month and I think a week or two, we transplanted. So it's exactly 3 months now. Yes, after transplanting, I started facing difficulties. The stream, my source of water on the farm is a stream, so I tap from there using the venturi system. I do fertigation. So I think after transplanting a week, by then the drought was very severe, so the stream dried up. this was a stream that the locals have been using, and for like 15 years now, they didn't experience any form of water shortage and stuff. But when I started, the thing dried up, so we had to make plans for getting water. What I did was I got some few help from the locals, and we dug deep inside the stream, and my guy will be fetching with a knapsack, and we'll be watering the crops one by one. The locals were laughing at us because, Charlie, the seeds are expensive. The seed, I got the seed I spent almost like 10,000, 11,000, because during the nursery I lost a huge number of seedlings. My germination rate was around 80%, so I had to buy more to make up for that loss. And even with that, I was still lost some. We were new to this, and we made a lot. I think we made a lot. Well, what really hurts is that sometimes you come to the farm and you see these crickets and grasshoppers. They just cut the base of the young shoots that we transplanted. So if you go inside, you can see some of the lines. About 2, 3, 4, 5 seedlings have been lost. So back to the water issue, I think that resolved it a bit. So the crops were not getting enough water initially, but we managed to just keep them alive. Then the miracle happened. Somewhere late January, we had about 2 rains on the farm. Then everything changed. I mean, some of the peppers that I thought I had lost, like even though they have cut the crickets have cut the top, they all started shooting from different angles, and the whole place was covered back again. I think so far, after that, the next issue was weed control. I mean, mostly if you see these habanero videos, you see that they have covered them with mulch and stuff. But when I did my estimate, I realized that I would be spending close to 10,000 on mulching an acre, and coupled with during the land preparation, I got some tractors to come and prepare the land and create ridges for me, and they also said the place is a forest and it will damage their machine. So if they are not going to use machines to prepare the ridges, then I think it will be too labor intensive to get boys to do those ridges. So I ruled out this mulch. I ruled out the mulching. So I thought I had saved money on, let's say, 10K. But when the weeds started coming, we started making a lot of mistakes. I'm using the drip irrigation. So the drips helps me to send water to the crops. And during the weed clearing, I realized that my guy will be cutting a lot of the drip lines. That was another challenge too. So I've lost about close to 10 lines to this whole cutting. Like when he's cutting when he's removing the weeds with the hoe, he ends up cutting the lines. So you see that the water doesn't get to the far end, then forcing us to change the lines that have been cut. So that was another challenge too. If I had invested in the mulch, it wouldn't have been an issue. Then I think so far that is it. Then also we had concern with the venturi system. You see, if you study the protocol, everything is measured. You need a poly tank to do the fertigation, to measure the amount of fertilizer you are giving to the crops. But here lies the case that we don't have a poly tank. So we just pull straight from the stream, then direct to the crops. So the measuring for the fertigation, we were just mixing it inside one blue barrel. Then the fertigation is done. We realized that at a point the fertilizer wasn't enough for the crops. After measuring the EC of the water that at the end of the lines, we go there and fetch some of the water that is being sent to them. Then we measure the EC. We realized that the EC was very, very low, about 600, and it was measuring about 600, which we were supposed to send about 1,002. The EC was supposed to be about 1,002, but we were having a shortage. So I told my guy that why don't we increase the fertilizer, and we did that. We doubled it. Instead of what we are supposed to give a day, we will give that same quantity in the morning and in the evening. So I realized that started working for us. Crops that were very they were stunted, they started shooting up, if you can see. After that, we did a lot of pruning. Ideally, we are supposed to trellis this plant after maybe 3 months or so. But you see, that one is not inside the protocol. So if your agronomist doesn't prompt you and you don't make any arrangement for that, you see that you will lose a lot. This place too, because of the way the winds are very violent, I'll show you, I have lost a couple of plants. Then after trellising too, I noticed that anytime the goats visit and you are sucking them, they will run and they get hooked by the lines. If you are not lucky, then the trellising lines rather cut the very soft part of the pepper. Yeah, so those are 1 or 2 challenges that we have faced so far. The reason why I'm doing habanero pepper, dry season habanero pepper, because when I did the calculation, it makes a lot of sense. But I swear, this is a very new experience, and it's not easy. I would just say that it's not easy, but I want to believe that it's worth it. The marketing too, I will be doing a lot of marketing here. If anybody wants the habanero, the hot habaneros, the red one and the yellow one, some will be available by maybe ending or mid of April. Yeah, we are already in March, so by mid of April or ending of April, we should start selling. Yes, we would be selling by the weight system, because these peppers are very expensive. The Mawenzili alone, Charlie, spending 10,000 on seed. You cannot go and do anything below the measuring of the fruit. So I'll measure and sell by kg. So the calculation for this crop, maybe you are thinking about starting. In the lifespan of this pepper, you should be expecting about 3 kgs. You would harvest, you can see the clusters. You will be harvesting 3 kg. That is the estimate that Holland Green Tech promises. So if you have 10,000 plants on an acre, you should be, if you multiply 3 kg, 3 by 10,000, then you would be expecting about 30,000 kg. So you do the math. I don't know the current price, but after talking to Vincent, I realized that a kg is selling like 70 cedis. So you multiply the 70 cedis by 70 cedis by 30,000. So that is the math. For me, my calculation is that even if I get half of that, I'm good to go. So you see, this is the problem I was talking about. The wind blew and this one fell. So this is if this tape was supporting, it wouldn't have broken. Okay, then the problem is when these animals come inside and they are running in between, you either sack them gently, because if you chase them, you know what will happen. Yeah, so that is it. You can see I have some young shoots. I replaced them. Okay, so that is how things are going now. And surprisingly, this plant has very big fruit. So you can see this is one, this is just one fruit. It's very huge. This one should give you about 900 grams. Okay, and as they are young like this, they are not hot, they are sweet. So when these goats come, they like it. So this is the field. So these are peppers I brought from Turkey. They come in this color. Is it indigo or purple or what? I beg you, help me in the comment section. They come in this color, and I got them from Turkey. The interesting thing is that at this young stage, they are too hot, very hot, even than the habaneros. I tried these habaneros and they are not yet hot. When they are young, they are not that hot. They are sweet, and they are all the way from this place to they're down there. If you can see them. I also have some Fulani chicks on the farm. They control the insects and the worms in the soil. Also, I did a lot of organic manure. I got like waste product from a poultry farm close by, and I pour them by the base. Pour them by the base. Pour them by the base. If you're also considering trying the habanero, I think the first thing and the most important thing is you need to get an agronomist. You need a contact that if there's anything, you can quickly call them and they assist you. I'm grateful for Holland Green Tech. Their guys are very solid. Anytime you call, they assist you. And to avoid being scammed or being swindled by anybody, they are a trusted brand. You can just call them. I think I have interviewed one guy, Anchor Hold Farm. He does a lot of work on my farm. He installed a drip irrigation for me. Aside that, I have Vincent. I also call if I don't get Eric's number. So that is it. One thing you should be mindful about, very, very important to me, is this thing. These are some of the risks. So if you are considering farming habanero, these are some of the risks involved. If you don't do the right thing, you can end up like me. Maybe you think you are cutting down costs, but these peppers have a very soft or tender stem. If you don't support them, because of the load they carry, if you don't support them, they can easily break. Don't be too money conscious, and maybe you have these small figures we are quoting. Then you say you are going to do some challenge. The knowledge is more important than the knowledge is very, very important. You should gather. You can see the goats. You can see the goats. You can see the goats. My guy is sucking them. So these are the fruits. The reason why you are not seeing some fruit on it is because I was advised to remove the first flowers and the second flowers. So the ones you are seeing here are, how do you call it? Those that we couldn't. Shall I know be small job? Passing through all this and removing flowers. This one skipped us. So you can see we removed the first one from here, then the second one from here and here. So these ones are the third ones. Okay, and you can see this grasshoppers. I do prevent it, but these ones, they are always on the farm. That is the work of my secret ninjas. They don't spare them. So about marketing, is there market for habaneros? I think if you are a starter, you don't have any network, so you have to also do your own marketing. I would be marketing on TikTok. I will be marketing. I've spoken to a lot of local businesses around, and few of them we have positive conversation going on. But hey, if you are out there and you do purchase habanero on large scale, please contact us on 054-406-4843. My name is Kekeli Michael, and if you are a business, you want to buy maybe 5 kg, 1 kg, just link up. Support a new startup. If I compare habanero farming to cassava farming, I mean, it's absurd. You can't do that comparison. I think the work here is more tedious, it's more involving, and Charlie, it's very, very capital intensive. I mean, setting up. Charlie, the seed alone, even the mulch alone be like 10k. The seed alone, let's say 10k. Then drip installation, the drip lines alone, another 10k, 15k. Then you talk about machinery, the pumping machine, then fertilizer, the greenhouse. Charlie, is it worth it? And I believe I have not made a CD from this year. So I believe by April, I'll come back and tell you if it's worth it. Yes. So if this is your first time on the channel, my name is Kekeli Michael. I am very passionate about farming, and I'm on a journey. I visit plenty farms. I try everything. I think what this pepper 2 has taught me is that you don't have to be afraid of making mistakes. I've made mistakes throughout this journey, but every day I see it as a challenge. So you make the mistake, you make correction. Nothing happened for here where we know we don't find a way to solve it. Even the animals that are this causing nuisances, we are planning of fencing this whole place with mosquito net. So I'll buy about 4 bundles of the nets that we use to construct the, how do you call it, the greenhouse. Then we'll fence from that side to this side. I think the stream will serve as a cover for this side. So that is another expenditure. If you are planning to start now, it's better you do the due diligence and don't make some of this mistake. Do I regret anything? No. The next time if I'm coming to do it again, I will do one bigger than this. Charlie, if you have watched up to this stage, thank you very much. Please do me a favor. You see the subscribe button there. Subscribe if you are not already subscribed, and turn on the notification. Help me get about 1K likes. So say this video will go viral, then I will get market for my produce. Let me show you around my water source. Charlie, vegetable farmers are really they are really trying, because it's not been easy. So have you seen this side? This side I replaced them because during my ordering for the, how do you call it, the trees, the guy that I ordered the trees from kind of disappointed me. Up to now I have not received some of the trees I paid for. Sometimes the people you know rather slow your progress. This side, it's some small okra that I planted here. I did an extra this line, so I'll be occupying that side too with small okra. When it's ready, come and buy okra and pepper. So this side too has okra. So this is my Venturi system. Ideally, I'm supposed to mix the chemical in 4 of this. Then I send them. So if I start pulling the water, I use this machine to pull from this stream. This is my source of water. Yeah. So I pull it, then it goes straight onto the farm. The consumption is a bit steeper because if you decide to water more frequently, you have to spend more. So this morning we did our mixing and give them. So when it comes to fertilizer too, we use the MAP, then the potassium nitrate, plus other fertilizers that Vincent spoke about. So the only thing we are not doing here is that they are not in greenhouse. I try as much as possible to follow the protocol. So this side, as I said, they are very late because I did a fresh nursery to occupy this place. Another thing that I also realized is that after pruning, some of the plants have started making leaves again. They started making leaves again instead of focusing on making more flowers. So I think the protocols are there, but sometimes you have to do what helps you. Yes. So this is how the place have changed so far.